Hello and welcome back to Trains Mud, where we are going to do another tutorial. And as you can notice, it's the 1938 stock, which I've only got, even though I have got another one out of them all, but down up here on there. We've got the original format and the more modern version of it before they got withdrawn. And it's the same as what the line has on it, on the game at least. With the 483, this is technically the 483, but of course it's known as the 38 stock. So they're both the same, even though that one's got less services, which I've only just noticed. But yeah, we'll do the red one. And what we'll do is we'll do from Harold Wheelstone. Harold Wheelstone service, that'll do me. We're not doing the whole thing, but it does mean we're starting off in a yard. So we drive the full up here. So won't care about that if I pop into it. We've got the lights on already, but like the Island Line 483, they're not, that's the button there to press. So yeah, this is the original look from that group or button there. So yeah, I'll sit down and go to the battle to start with. We've got the lights are down here. I haven't got a keyboard plugged in. You've got light there, which will turn on slowly and then press it to go off again. It will slowly fade away. We'll go back up again. I'll build all the boards, but won't turn those on yet. Like the 72 stock, you've got the master key down there. The one thing about these, you can just open the windows if you want, or even have the door open. But the how to change the borders along here, so do that and go to where you want. Or let's not go to class. And that'll do that. And put it into forward 2. So we don't need the wipers. We'll have the instrument lights on and we'll have the headlight on. Yes, the speedo's up there for some annoying reason. And the brake gauge is down there, which is if I stand up and see it more easier. Got the Westinghouse air brake down there. We've got control wise, we've got the air brake, the train brake, which we've got a Westinghouse section as well. And then of course the reverser, and we've got the throttle, which is also a dead man's handle. But you don't have to press it down at all. So, and then the whistle is goodness knows where. It's one thing I've not found on this yet, to be perfectly honest. I'll find it at some point, I guarantee it. But for now, I'll just use the controller for that. And they do believe both have the same horn. So, release the brake. I've just noticed none of my things are actually on. Can I have the settings and turn them on, please? Hard. Marker. Object marker. No, of course not. Let me grab my keyboard. Very because I need all of them on. It's easy to show. And we are slightly fallen. Put it into hold. Into the keyboard. So shift 4, Control 4, Control 5, and Control 6. And there goes the spawn canary. Right. So we've got all that back up there. Release the brake and off the truck. And you leave in shunt. Then up to power. Back on. I obviously didn't want to leave a message. So yeah, if you don't know how to do it, you've got space bar as well for the horn. And yes, you can open the doors while you're moving, and they don't have any beeps on them. Yeah, speeding a little bit. It's one thing you can't always help going downhill. I'm only using the hold brake to more or less do that. I'm not going to accelerate when it does that. So yeah, if you want to know the speed, like I said, it's out there. Let's brake that a little bit. Overrun a little bit then. I put it back into hold again, and that's actually enough to hold the train stop. I head back like that. You've got the tail lights on the back. These would have been, I believe, those two were originally used as tail lights, but I think they modernised it and stopped doing it. Shut the doors. Or you can go in the back and do it, which I'll do at the next stop. Release the brake and do shunt. Now it's called trying to judge when to move it. So yeah, otherwise you will slip. There's normally invisible wall on West Coast on the other side. There we go. Didn't lose it then. And yes, we can get up to 45 on this. Depending on if we're in the right mode, which we are. Because that is what you need there. That is the motorway. At least, if anyone knows, they have drove like that. I just hope it doesn't throw the bug in it at me today. Which I do believe Dovetail are aware of, because they've had it themselves. Regarding to braking and the train deciding to fly off the tracks. Which has not been fixed, and it's played it since it got released. So yeah, that's why I haven't driven it that much. This really needs a lot more services on it. Like the 72 slot, you don't have to brake until pretty much last minute, but I'd recommend a little bit earlier due to the that problem. Because the air brake on it is actually quite good. So yeah. Because you just got to remember this is only an air brake, this hasn't got electric brakes on it. It's about trying to judge it. And there is hard. The max brake is pretty much what you'd call emergency on this. Nice and casual stop. I have to admit that's actually the nicest stop I've done on this. I know I'm late, but why not? Let's do one of these. Off into the sunrise. Close the doors. Put on the horn. And it's a horn or whistle like the Island Line version. I'll get on to what just came up in a minute. Hey, that's why you don't do it like that. That's never cool. See that bit that came up when the train moved over it. I believe Ash was supposed to wait until the last rear's gone over it, but that would instantly cut power if you went over it in real life. And did an instance of a span. And then someone else has to come out and take over. So yeah, you don't really want to do that. I'm going to try the Westonhouse. So while I'm into Westonhouse Hall for that, it ain't going to be easy, I can tell you that much. That should be minimal. Yes, there is an emergency brake certain as well. Of course, this doesn't have any safety systems on it because it's an underground train. That's emergency. There's only one way to release the brake, and that's to put it back over there again. Yeah, I'm quite poor at the emergency brake. At the the Westonhouse brake itself, because it is a challenge. Just to point it out, you can't change that board there, saying special or the Bakerloo. And if you've heard about the, if I just go to that, well, that's now down, so we're now in pretty much apparently weak flags on, but it's not. So away we go. Once again I will slip. Hope I can get it up to the third line. This is just to prove what the that is. It's literally you can only go that fast. Cut power. Dump that back up again. And then you can go again. You need that is the way to change tunnel mode. If you're in tunnel mode, it should be the weak flag will say on. It should say off really. It should be the opposite way around, like I said. So yeah. That max break that a little bit. So it's pretty much just fan them slightly. Just to prove the emergency brake is a bit pathetic. That's the emergency brake, just to point it out. That is the compressor. Which if you ever come to the Isle of Wight, you should be more or less used to hearing. Here we go again. I'll go to as far as Wembley and I'll finish there in this one. Once again I will slip. It's pretty easy to get really used to this, the drive wise. The sounds aren't really, this contain that much struggle. And if you, while we're doing this, if you have seen the latest roadmap, you will notice that the Bakerloo is in the eyes of getting more services on this with the 72 stock, and this will appear on the 72 stock as well for special trains. So that's going to be quite interesting, and a lot more trains as well. Now, at the moment, I don't know if it will be on both last gen and the current gen consoles. I have got a next gen console before people ask that one. So yeah, it will be interesting, and it will be a nice challenge as well, because that red light will be more frequent. And this, I hope they do stuff with this timetable as well. Increase it eyes as well. In theory, that should be up again. So if I spadded that again, but if I spadded that, I would cut the power on the 72 stock. I don't know if it would on these at all. So before we do end it, I'm just going to quickly do that. I'm going to do the other version quickly while we're here. So if you are curious, you have to do 2 timetables. You've got the that and that. The other one still isn't clear. Pit milk out on. Do that. Let's do not elephant. Queen's Park one there will do. Comment down below if you know what the difference is between them both for service wise. Start from depth apart from that. Yeah, that's the different ones. That's all that's different is the roof pretty much. Nothing inside is different. The same interior. The windows do open the interior. So once again, open those up. I'm not going to open the door. Same way of doing it. Wham, wham, wham. Step one's for anything that's not good weather. So pretty much as it would be standard British weather. That's the same way of doing everything as well. The lights are on. What we do is we use it inside this time. So release the brake and off we go. I do believe there was something to say. Mashing it with the space bar. Well, this time keeping Wheatfield on for now. When we get to stop, I will turn it off. Only am gonna accelerate up to 12 slightly. Just to give a little bit more of a boost. The air brake's the same on this as well, just to say. All the sounds are. Why is it be pretty much having to pay for it twice? And stop. One thing that you can do, if I go off and do those, watch and fade. That's the nicest thing I've known. Why does that? If you are curious, they are not loud. Just on and off. So I was going to do it, but no, I'll do it. Stop, close the door into someone's face. Come back to here again. In the tutorial, it will carry to do it like this. So you've got all the doors here. You've got left doors and right doors down here. Actually, you might only have it on one side, yeah. Close the doors. That on there would open them. So you can do that, but it takes ages. Close that up and release the brake. Release that down. Off we go. So we're on the underground dome bit, so the speed limit goes up at the front, not the rear. Unlike from after Queen's Park up to Harrow and Millstone. I'll cut the power like that, and then it coasts for a bit. So there you go. On the wrong side of the wall. So yeah. Now we've just got to put up with a small bit of brake. Just to try and keep it at 15 while you enter the tunnel. You can either floor it or coast. It's up to you on that. But prepare for darkness. Like the other one. And have light back here. So you wouldn't drive like this, just to point it out. The coast goes, yep. So like I said about the light, if I cap off, yeah, see it fades a bit easier. In we come to Kilburn Park. Hopefully it won't do it. It'll probably fly me out of the cab. I hate the underground bit sometimes. It's not the easiest thing. I was a poor one. All we've got is Maiden. We'll go to Maiden Vale. Now I'll probably cheat stuff half along the platform. Let's deliberately end it. End this here. Over them. Close the doors and away we drop. If you like it, it does echo. If you're doing HUDless, you're going to be doing this the whole time. on this bit of wheel slip. And yes, that door does open. It's handy. So it limits you to 30 when in power, but it will coast up or down depending on the hill, the gradient wise. It's one thing about these tunnels. They're so long. If you use keyboard, it does that. It doesn't turn them off though, it's the only problem. Into Maiden Vale. Compressor. And stop. Do a bit of a hard right, do it. Sneak out of it, there we go. 38 stuck on the underground. Close that. Right, anyway, one thing I will do before we do the journey mode and the scenarios as well. Go straight to scenarios first. Got to go through all these, then we've got the blast from the past, rainy nights, and old dog same tricks. And then we go to the expansion pack, which I won't cover in the tutorials at least. Training mode like that, and also journey mode. We've got that. Then I believe that is for the silver one. Yes, it is. I've just gone all the way back then, I didn't mean to. And that's Hamshackle Line Walk. We've got the same one for that, but Queen's Park. That time of day, it doesn't matter for me. I don't mind for anything here. I just want to just have something going on in the background while I end everything. Let's run down to southbound platforms. Off that one goes. Yeah, we still got PSI balls, if you know, they would have had those back then. Back around when these would have been in full service. Fucking armoured people coming out of nowhere. But, I'm gonna go here and put the camera up. So yeah, don't forget. So comment down below other trains to do as well. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have an awesome day. I won't do the 72 stop done because I've already done that. So once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you all have a Train Fan Dicks Day with a 38 stock. Goodbye.